Doc. It's gonna get busy, pal. Hold your fire, boys. Don't let them draw you out.
Hold your fire!
Stay ready, boys.
What the hell are we gonna hit those things with, Lip?
Ready! Hold your fire. Get ready, Walter! Stay in your holes, guys. Stay ready!
Hey, Gene. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Go! Stop!
Smokey.
Hey, Mo. I got it. I'm keeping it for you. Smoke.
I can't feel my legs, dude.
Take it easy. Matt Foxwell, get the plasma now. Here they come! I gotta go!
Machine guns, open fire! Doc, we gotta get the hell out of here. Stay with us, Smokey. Stay with us! Doc, we gotta get the hell out of here! Ready? All right, go!
Band of Brothers by Stephanie Ambrose follows Easy Company of the 506th Regiment, 101st Airborne, throughout World War II from the swampy coast of Georgia to the mild countryside of England, and concludes in the snowy mountains of France and Germany. Ambrose highlights Easy's failures and accomplishments along the way, telling the tale of one of America's bravest units. This critical review evaluates Ambrose's book as an accurate depiction of American history and explores the author's purpose and audience, among other things. Soldiers of war develop a connection with their fellow men, a connection that holds stronger than family or romantic ties, one which the average civilian simply cannot fathom. Ambrose explores this relationship by telling the heroic tale of Easy Company in the European theater of World War II. Thus, Ambrose's thesis delves deeper into this connection. War brings together men from all kinds of backgrounds and social classes, resulting in the formation of unconditional bonds. When a soldier experiences hunger and death on the battlefield, his peers become his brothers due to the circumstances of war. Ambrose effectively addresses World War II and the effects of war on soldiers, starting from boot camp to the actual battlefield and beyond. He asserts that wartime brings servicemen closer together than any other situation on Earth, manifested by Easy Company's journey over a span of 3 years, starting in 1942. Ambrose describes the 147 men of Easy Company as diverse, idealistic, and willing to join the war effort. The context of World War II made war participation different. America was not the aggressor, like in Vietnam or Korea, but the victim of an infamous attack on Pearl Harbor by the Japanese. Soldiers lined up to enlist, to demonstrate their pride in fighting for America, unlike the draft evaders of the Vietnam War. Ambrose highlights this mutual characteristic shared by the men of Easy, thus building the foundation of respect, trust, and understanding among the young volunteers. At Camp Toccoa, Georgia, the Easy Company men suffer under the authority of First Lieutenant Herbert Sobel, a petty tyrant disrespected by those he commands. On the other hand, Ambrose describes 2nd Lieutenant Richard Winters as admirable and friendly, unlike his counterpart. According to Ambrose, disdain for certain officers and respect for others bring the men of Easy closer together, therefore revealing the joining force of war among soldiers. Ambrose manifests this bond further through Easy Company's involvement in Operation D-Day at Normandy. Contrary to popular belief, the Americans did not simply conquer the German base and declare victory after landing on the shores of France. American paratroopers often landed kilometers away from their targeted locations, adding to the confusion and chaos of the invasion. Easy, however, regroups with more ease than other companies. The men can recognize other members of their unit by the way they walk and gesture, even in the pitch-black night. This established connection demonstrates a deeper bond than most humans experience, supporting Ambrose's thesis that war allows the strongest relationships to form between soldiers. Ambrose emphasizes the closeness of Easy most prominently in Chapter 12, The Breaking Point. In Bastogne, France, Easy fights along the front lines without adequate medical supplies, clothing, food, or munitions. Frostbite plagues many afoot. Sleepless nights occur far too often, and sporadic attacks by the Germans heighten levels of anxiety and stress among the men. Nonetheless, American victory results from the siege of Bastogne due to the trust and reliance among Easy's men, demonstrating the power of comradeship during the harsh winter. Easy Company's ability to overcome the worst circumstances with little aid from other American troops highlights a bond between the men that only builds and strengthens throughout the war, thus allowing Ambrose to portray war as a binding force among soldiers. Ambrose adopts a direct writing prose throughout Band of Brothers, using simple syntax and easily comprehensible diction. Thus, he appeals not to scholars or intellectuals with extensive knowledge of World War II, but to the general public as civilians with little experience or comprehension of war. College students doing research on World War II might possibly use this book as a source, but would have better luck looking in an almanac or textbook of U.S. history, as Band of Brothers entertains more than informs. As an American history professor, Ambrose establishes a bias throughout Band of Brothers that seems to glorify the men of Easy Company, portraying the men as bigger than life. By placing Easy on the pedestal, he almost undermines the accomplishments of other American soldiers during World War II. He also offers limited information of British, French, and other foreign involvement in the war, thus making the war seem an entirely American effort. Ambrose includes accounts of World War II from actual members of Easy, giving Band of Brothers a more personal and intimate touch. However, the reader can see that Ambrose attempts to lay out Easy Company's journey in a factual manner, which aids him hide personal biases.
Sing, sing, sing the victory polka.
Raise your voices loud and strong.
There's gonna be.
Band of Brothers presents an unstated theory that soldiers of war are changed drastically as a result of their experiences, and civilians have no chance in understanding such change. Ambrose's theory relates to his thesis, as the bond that forms among soldiers cannot be replicated among average people, and only the circumstances of war can turn fellow soldiers into brothers. He offers this theory through the actions of 1st Lieutenant Ronald Spears, as Spears loses a sense of his sanity during World War II, and commits acts that would be considered war crimes today. Ambrose attempts to reason with the audience by quoting Lieutenant Tom Gibson of D Company, who says, quote, "I firmly believe that only a combat soldier has the right to judge another combat soldier," unquote, in defense of Spears. Lieutenant Spears' actions seem unjustified to the average civilian, but Ambrose stresses that war causes men to deviate from their normal personalities and mental states, thus proposing his theory based on experiences within Easy Company. Due to the heroic tone of Band of Brothers, one may wonder if Ambrose took liberties and exaggerated Easy Company's performance throughout World War II. However, the reader will find that Ambrose accurately relays the tale of Easy after analyzing the index, foreword, and sources included in the book. Ambrose notes in his acknowledgement section that he communicated extensively with Easy members, along with American troops from other companies who had contact with Easy. The fact that Ambrose diverges very little from factual history provides the audience with a fuller appreciation for Easy's accomplishments, one of Ambrose's major objectives in writing Band of Brothers.
I'll get along somehow if my country needs him now.
After finishing Band of Brothers, I felt as if I had lived 3 years with Easy Company from Camp Toccoa to Berchtesgaden. Ambrose quickly drew me in with humorous descriptions of the Easy men and kept me entertained during Easy's horrendous experiences along the front lines in France. His fascinating descriptions of Easy's involvement in the Battle of the Bulge, D-Day, and Operation Market Garden allowed me to recognize America's bravery in fighting World War II, thus building my appreciation for the American vision of freedom. The 1940s have always interested me far beyond other time periods, and Ambrose certainly aided my understanding of World War II in respect to soldiers' lives on the battlefield. I would recommend Band of Brothers to any U.S. history students, as the book provides an insightful view of war from an American perspective.